But no, yeah, I think the server is in a fine spot.
I agree.
I would like to. I've never been a fan of the OOC stuff.
No.
But you know, honestly, a lot of this could be solved with community meetings, which
100%.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure there's been one since I've been on Nopixel.
There's been a few.
I know there's been cop meetings, but
there's been cop meetings. Coop has set up quite a few. And
does no one just show up?
it's not a matter of nobody showing up. They're usually pretty big. And usually,
oh yeah, there was a private community meeting.
Yeah, and even being private with like
weird.
Like the couple handfuls of people we invite, it still gets too big and it still gets too chaotic. And now we've got things set up where like.
So this is what you do. You make everyone muted, and then you have
Yeah.
people submit questions through Google Docs. It's not that hard.
That's exactly what we did, and it was still pretty funky. We'd have it would always.
Well,
get
then it sounds like you guys need
messy.
to bring some more staff in.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah, and I think there's been an effort.
I mean, if you guys
where
can't
we're
keep up.
there's been an effort of like who's next, and we're like, I don't know who the fuck we.
I think you guys should fire Coil first of all.
Did I actually win a game?
You did, yeah.
First in my
Oh my
fucking
God.
life,
I've been surprised that you've been doing as good as you
That's
have.
not too bad.
Wow.
I've never won a game in my life.
I muted up just a second ago. I'm like, I really need her to fuck up right now so I can.
Damn, look at this pour. Shit.
What?
I'm a fucking bartender.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
get
to
Coil out of
hear.
this server, man.
Yeah. Let's
Put
fire
him out,
Coil.
man.
He keeps making characters like 2 feet tall. He keeps making dogs and shit. Like that's not roleplay, bro.
I'm happy.
Like we gotta
Penta,
fire Coil.
I just don't like him.
I'm happy to hear like that you think the server's in a good place. There's very few opinions there's very few people's opinions that I actually truly like give a fuck about. And will,
Like I said, there's a few
seek out and
things
ask them.
And maybe one day Penta will be one of them. You know,
I'd like to see, but it's hard for me because I'm kind of like, as far as like Nopixel standards go, I feel like I'm kind of an elitist when it comes to roleplay a bit.
That's a good.
Yeah, you're kind of an asshole.
No, I'm not an asshole. I just expect everyone to not be half fucking brain dead.
No, I
Actually, that sounds like an asshole thing to say. So I am an
well,
asshole.
no, here's the thing. Like I understand, right? It's so hard to get into Nopixel. So you have like the best roleplay server for GTA. Maybe it's arguable, but I think it's the best one. And then you expect people to live up to a certain standard because they're playing on an exclusive server that a lot of people thirst after playing. And then you just see people doing retarded shit, not in character, OOC.
Let me ask you this,
seriously.
Andy.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are thirsty to get on Nopixel?
because they love RP. Obviously,
Is it because they love RP?
Obviously.
no.
Totally an RP thing.
No.
Why do you think, Andy?
Well, yeah, definitely views, but I think there are a lot of people that are thirsty to get in because they like RP. And like, I gotta say, like, I don't know I think people get too comfortable if you just whitelisted.
Yeah.
Say you whitelisted like 80 new players and only let them play, and nobody new played for the next week. I bet you a lot of the people who got their app in would fucking not be talking about OOC jokes, not be doing stupid shit, talking about salt, talking about all that shit. You
Of course
get too
not.
comfy and you do it every day, and you're kind of like, you know that you're liked by the community.
You're safe.
So then you get liberty to just say whatever the fuck you want, to do whatever you want in character, to run over a cop and say ha ha, and then the cop tackles you, and then they don't
And then
really
you get
arrest
mad.
you because it's just like
I'll level with you. I am, and I'm aware of this. I'm exactly what you're referring to. I was talking about it on stream yesterday that I have so
I love that
much-
Spaceboy admitted that though.
I have so much freedom.
Max, are you
Becca, go to
I'll
bed.
start if you guys want.
Yeah.
You want me to start again? Oh.
Sure, start.
Wait, I need a drink. Wait, can
Yeah,
we
give me
have a
one hot
drink?
second to brew beer.
And I
Keep talking.
I want a drink.
I try and I hope I don't use that aspect of like I'm someone who can be trusted to kind of do whatever they want to not cause problems. But at the same time, I know I'm not perfect. So if I'm causing problems, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm doing. That
I also,
shouldn't be doing.
I think the issue is that
the point I'm making is there's not a lot of people. If I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, there's not a lot of people who are going to tell me that I shouldn't be doing it. I want those people. I need those people.
There should be server 1, server 2. Server 2 is like retard fest. Server 1 is strict as
there
fuck.
used to be 2
You fuck up-
servers.
you
Yeah, I'll be
fuck
server
up,
2
you
all
talk
day.
about OOC shit. you get banned.
It used to be like that, and most cops preferred policing on 2.
Yeah, Vader's like, someone in chat just said Vader's like the only person who will tell me, he'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then everyone else is like, "This is fine, do your thing." And I'm like, maybe calm down, Vader.
Right now.
Well, it makes sense, I guess, with the server. The server is like a cartoon. It's not like
super
a serious
silly
drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's super
That's
silly,
fine, but people shitting on the cops
That's a problem. That's a
problem.
Because
here's the thing: these guys, people see this shit, man. People see these top streamers
a lot of
shitting on cops, and they fucking mirror it, dude. They get into the server and they do the same shit.
A lot of people.
What do you think? This is like a very specific thing, but when I was watching,
Shapey, thanks for the 5. Vader, if you want to play, if you want,
I think we
if you have 2 cents, feel free to hop in.
When I saw Chain Gang and I was watching them a lot, when the cops started doing the long distance shit where they were up in a mountain like 5 miles away, like shooting at them instead of engaging in a real gunfight, didn't you think that was a little cheesy? I thought that was kind of whack.
That shit was nipped in the bud so
I think that
fast.
this is what I think. I don't think it needs to be addressed out of character. I think
agree.
that anytime I've ever had an issue with the server meta, I've always solved it in character.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do jobs where they can do that.
Yeah, and that shit, I'll level with you. That shit was nipped in the bud so fast, immediately. Not even from a roleplay perspective, devs went in and were like,
range?
yeah, immediately, so fast. And I get. Go ahead.
So hold on. So cops are expected to initiate.
No, they were abusing the long range with their fucking guns.
The assault rifles were basically snipers for like
rifles.
No, dude, this was like this was no. This was a very specific. Yeah, this was like
I guess I would have to see it.
Yeah, this was a very short term, very specific problem. It didn't last long. This was very short term. There was one incident where the cops were up at the observatory and there was a gang running away down, like way down on the street, and they just got sniped like it was nothing. That shit got changed up so fast.
Surprised they were able to hit those shots.
It happened. It happened for like a couple weeks though in a row, and like Chang and them were like held up somewhere. They were like looking forward to like the gunfight part. And then the cops were in some fucking mountain 5 miles away.
They escaped.
Yeah, Vader, I think
here's
you're right.
Here's the way I'll put it. They escaped, but they still got shot at. And the reason they still got shot at is because even though they escaped, the range was so long that they didn't really escape.
Vader says, I don't think there's any issue.
Tell him to get the fuck in
individual
here.
Cops.
Tell him to get in
here. I told him he's free to if he wants to.
Vader, the issue is that you're a pussy, and then when next time I'm gonna fuck you up.
I think he's right about
the problem is that Vader has characters that are actually good, but insists on playing Eugene. that's the issue. Is that Vader is actually a pretty good role player, but he insists on playing Eugene.
I think he's right that the issue is not there's no problematic cops right now. There's nobody where they're like, we're watching their clips and they're like, damn, why'd you do that shit?
Jordan's gone. The cops are fine now.
Are you making a new cop or what? That's a thing you can do, right?
I want to, but I also want to make a cop that it just has the freedom to only respond to 911 calls, because I think that's very lacking right now during NA.
Being a cop right now is really hard because I talked about this a lot yesterday. If you have 10,000 viewers and 50 of them are shitty and toxic and go over and chat hop, that is realistically such a minute percentage. But when they go over, the chat they take over, even though it is a minute percentage, it's still dominant. 50 out of
most people on the server aren't getting over 1,000 viewers.
Exactly.
Most people on the server are in like the 200s.
50,
if they're lucky, right?
50 out of 10,000 is nothing. It's minute. It's such a non-issue. But then when they switch over, oh, dude, the issue right now, this is a very public thing. Everybody knows this. The huge issue right now is a lot of cops don't want to play cop right now because they get chat hoppers and they get viewers
those
from.
guys are pussies. Deal with it. You're a
No,
fucking
no, no, no,
streamer.
no, no. I used to feel that
No,
way.
I disagree with you.
used to feel that. I used to be like,
Why
listen.
just ban them? Just
It's
ban
you
them.
can't, bro. If your chat is 100 people, and then all of a sudden 75 come over and are toxic, and then 75 out of 175 are toxic, that is a project. You, Andy,
It ruins the stream for the night.
Andy,
Okay, so I don't know
you
what
went.
you guys are talking about, but my chat said, "Oh my god, let's not talk shit." 100% agree with this. What are you guys talking about?
Andy, you remember? I would love to hear your perspective of like when you reshaped your community.
Andy's
Yeah,
also
I
dealt
I
with the
Yeah,
worst kind of
yeah,
toxic-
dealt with,
yeah.
Like reshaping my
So
community.
this is where you talk.
but it
Oh,
was
this is
AIDS.
nice.
It was AIDS, right? But I'm not gonna end my stream over it. Well, I just had like really harsh Nightbot commands set up to ban a lot of the spam. That took care of like fucking 50%.
That's cool. Hey, you ever lost a $4,000 a month sponsorship because of it?
Andy-
Oh, I've lost tons of money to
Oh
sponsorships.
my god,
Andy-
but and the NordVPN give you 4,000 a month.
tweet-
What?
I basically tweet that I want to go
I'll
fuck.
do it.
Listen,
basically
Nord
oh my God, I can't
Nord
talk.
pays. Nord pays. Sorry.
I
go ahead.
basically tweet that I'm gonna fuck someone's mother in the ass. You don't think I've lost brand deals?
listen.
Like
I don't know.
had-
I don't know if you. I'm asking you.
Okay.
yeah.
Andy's original, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy. Andy's original stream scene was so closely intertwined with Ice Poseidon's.
Yes.
That's
for
all
the
you
yeah,
need.
that is
That's
true.
all you need to know. Anything about our RP issues is a fucking minute fraction of that.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Andy,
I got tons
Andy
of death
would have
threats. I
hate
got
threads.
people-
Andy
I
would
got
have hate
people
threads.
come up to me playing the N-word on a speaker in real life to try to get me banned. Like,
That's
yeah,
funny,
I've been
dude.
through it. I've been through the toxic
I,
shit.
Okay,
I tried
I agree.
talking about this shit
I-
yesterday, and if I had people in my chat like, no, dude, RP is pretty bad. I'm like, you don't understand. This dude duo streamed with Ice every day, and you want to tell me the RP community is bad? Like, what the fuck? This dude got swatted on a plane.
Okay. The RP community is bad, but Ice's community.
I mean, technically,
that was
didn't
bad
he
too.
let his
As bad as it
his
gets.
viewers
Yeah,
know
he
what
invited
plane
that
he was
shit.
going to?
He was content to him.
Oh no,
Kinda
I
doxed
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
he is
absolutely
not a
agree.
Victim.
No,
He is
no, not at all.
No, it was
He
content.
kind of
to
was
him.
like, "Here's the airport I'm at."
My point
Yeah.
is the only point I'm making is when I'm explaining like there's been so much worse, and we have people in our scene who have seen that. They were there for it. If we could like kick it and listen to them, that's solid. And then I have people in my chat like, no, this is how you fix it.
hold
This is
on.
how you fix
Do you
it.
think people in RP haven't been doxxed?
Listen, this
Oh,
is the
no,
point.
not
You
at
have
all.
to not listen to chat.
No, not at
That's
all.
literally it.
That's not
I
what
remember,
no, that's not what I'm
dude.
saying.
There was someone on TFRP who they did it to Timac, Proxy, and Iceman. They sent them. They would. What did they do to them? They got their shit somehow, and they
Is Iceman Bayo?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
Wait,
they
Ice is
they
Bayo?
ordered yes.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Ice is Bayo?
Iceman is Bayo. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just
And-
Ice is banned. That's
No,
what I was
no,
like,
Mm, Ice.
And
No.
they fucking they ordered pizzas to their address, and it said, "Help me, I'm being taken hostage." Like this is gonna fucking kill me. But it's
That's
really
horrible.
not funny, man.
No,
Especially like
no.
you know, Timac has a child
Mhm,
in his
mhm,
home.
Yeah,
mhm.
that's fucked.
You know what I mean? So and they're fucking swatting them. So yeah.
Horrible.
So it's definitely happened within our community, man. And I mean, death threats are a pretty not so much daily anymore. Now that I'm not a cop
No.
anymore.
It
but
is a
they're-
different ballpark from standard content because
100%.
you're dealing with an audience base that is heavily invested emotionally.
It's like the wrestling, dude. It's like
Yup.
the wrestling. You
and
know?
Dude.
characters, and that's something that doesn't
People thinks it's
can't
real. man.
separate.
Yep.
another
I'm gonna.
I
game.
spent over a decade in like the depths of like the hardcore wrestling community. The people who were so
Becca,
into
are you
it.
gonna play?
Yeah, we're always
The-
waiting.
The people who
Oh,
were
sorry. I had no idea we were playing. My
the
bad.
people
I
who
was
were
looking at some other
so
shit.
into it that like myself included, I have more wrestler friends than wrestling fan friends, and that's an awkward adjustment. And those fans are fucking hardcore. The fans that I
Hardcore.
can relate with are fucking hardcore. The RP community, the anime community, the pro wrestling community, they're all super intertwined in that they're super passionate about the fucking the creative. They're passionate about the creative, the stories that are being told, the characters that are being portrayed. And with that passion will obviously come a lot of toxicity.
That's so fucking lame, dude.
It is.
I feel like,
it is.
I feel like anime is a little different though, because it's like anime isn't created on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's like you have to wait for the episodes to come out, and there's lore that kind of.
That's why.
But
That's why pro wrestling is the only close thing, because wrestling, like the
Right,
WWE, has like 4 weekly TV shows.
I
It's
do
the
want
only
to
thing
say
that's
though, before
close.
we get too far off topic,
Mhm.
Andy, do some people need to have thicker skin?
Duh.
Yes, I do agree with
Fucking
that.
duh.
But
Mhm.
I agree with that.
but should these streamers be fueling the hate? No.
No, 50-50.
Yeah, of course not. but
No,
I'm
you
just
shouldn't
saying,
be
like,
passive either.
like if you're a streamer, you might not expect toxicity, but you should expect that it might happen someday, and you got to be
I agree with
prepared
you.
for that.
I agree.
It is the
And, like-
internet. I agree.
Like, you know what? Some people might say mean things to you in the chat room. Okay,
Yeah.
there are also people who work in fucking coal mines.
Yeah.
So, like, go fucking deal with it.
okay, I don't
get
know what
him
that means.
Get enough fucking mods to fucking ban the people and like try to work on shaping your community. It's
Yeah,
not-
you have whenever like we talk about like an issue, like personally I think right now in the NA time slot we don't have enough cops. I'll talk about that with
Well,
like
no, no one wants
admins.
to play in that.
Well, yeah, I'll
time.
talk
I
about
play.
I'll talk about
I
that
play
with like
Any cop.
Everyone always thinks that, man.
I
No,
am
listen,
serious
listen,
the
listen.
fucking
I-
things behind
I
this
thought the
chain gang.
same
Penta gets
shit,
it.
man. I was like,
Penta gets
man,
it.
I'm good. Nah, dude.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
Dude,
like,
man.
I
Penta.
don't go on
Go-
Reddit.
go
I'm
do
not-
it.
I'll
Go.
turn my
Go-
subscriber mode only on.
Go do it,
Dude.
man. Go
I want to do it.
go shoot him in the face and see what happens.
Medi's been a part of Medi built this
Go
community. Medi's been around for like what,
It's like
7
Voldemort, man.
years?
You can't even say their names.
Medi's been around for 7
I
years.
just say that's the dumbest fucking shit ever. Like
There we
the
go.
power that happens and just the
It's
I'm just
money,
gonna say
man.
it, you know, for Kevin and Chang and all that, that's the dumbest fucking shit that I
Yeah,
see.
we
Somebody
just
that's so
need
removed from that community, the fact that everyone's so complacent to just be like, yeah, well, you just let
I
Kevin
agree.
do whatever he wants. Like that sounds like the dumbest fucking shit ever.
In that people
And
think
I know everybody's
we
afraid to talk about it. That's close to the RP community because you guys have investment. I
But
don't,
Max,
so
you
I don't
are,
care.
So go off, babe. Go.
I like the disconnect.
I can't.
And everybody
I can't
just
say
pretends
anything,
that it's
man.
not a thing. It's like it is. It's like you're
Dude.
saying. It's like
It's
well, just
super annoying.
don't incur their wrath because they're big and they have whiny fan bases that will
I'll
ruin your
say-
career.
dude,
like
bro,
it's this fucking stupid.
this is what I said earlier. If out
Everyone's
of
getting bad at that, dude.
10,000 viewers, 50 are toxic. Among
Hey,
that
Vader.
10,000,
10,000. That's a bad night.
yeah, exactly.
You're toxic, right?
Among fuck off, dude.
Vader?
Among that
God.
15,000,
At
if
least Vader
50
knows he's.
Why are you awake right now?
if 50 of those 15,000 are toxic,
Good
that
morning.
means nothing in that chat of 15,000. But if they go literally anywhere else, that minute nothing percentage becomes dominant. So in that
I
person's
think that-
day to day, where that 50 out of 15,000 means nothing, it's hard for them to truly fucking empathize that, holy shit, this is a huge deal. I poll 1,000 viewers on a good day. You know what I mean? If 10 of my viewers are toxic, even that 10 out of 1,000, it's kind of heavy where I'm like, oh shit, this is getting a little weird. If they go somewhere where it's 10 out of 100, it's dominant, it's overwhelming, it's unstoppable.
But like,
So what's the point, though?
But
What's
what's
the
the?
point of this?
But
Just
like,
ban
why
them.
can't you turn your shit on? You know,
It's not even
sub-only
been
mode
that,
when
yeah.
stuff happens, or
That, but doesn't that
Ignore it.
suck for people that are in my stream every fucking night but can't
Totally.
afford to sub?
Yeah, it
Totally.
sucks
Does-
for them
does-
for a
does-
little bit of
doesn't-
time,
For
but if
the
you-
moment,
No,
sure.
my dog, you are
Suffer
wrong.
for
It
a
is
half
not a
an
little
hour.
bit of time. It
No.
is all. It is weeks sometimes. You are wrong, homie. You are fucking
Weeks?
wrong, dude. Yes.
Of just people
Yes.
It gets bad.
sick.
Wrong.
Ah,
dude.
okay.
No,
A week
it
of
is.
every second, people
Go
coming in
fucking
saying,
do
"I
it.
want you to die."
Go fucking
I
do
don't
it.
know about that.
Go fucking do it. Go
Sub
fucking
only,
do it, dude.
I
Go
used
fucking do it
to-
and see what happens. I'm
I-
telling you,
feel
you're
like-
wrong.
I-
It's not the night.
I used to have the mindset of like, why are
special breed?
So then you have active
you have like
mods,
die
and
hards
those
or die
one-
hates.
Yeah, I
You
have.
like one or the other.
My community is mostly lurkers.
You know what
I
I mean?
used to have the opinion of like, I was like, I'm telling you, like a year ago, I'd be like, I don't get why these people are complaining. Shut up, go into sub only mode, quit fucking whining. Your subs aren't going to be toxic. And then I saw it more and more and more and more, and the numbers got bigger
Well,
and
that's
bigger and
kind of
bigger
just
and
the
bigger.
community.
That's just putting a bandage on the problem.
Exactly. However, I think when a problem, okay, so the Moon perspective is Moon pulls what, 20, 30,000? His perspective is ban early, ban often, right? And now, Andy, I'm gonna try to
ban Andy.
Andy, I'm
ban
gonna try
fucking
to
everyone.
pull you in early here. Andy, when you were like
Snap.
rebuilding your community, how many people do you think you banned?
Thousands and
Thousands.
Yeah,
So
totally.
Andy's community, even being huge, is a fraction of the size of Nopixel's. So over the course of months and even fucking years, when Andy was breaking away from Ice's community, he was banning thousands of people to try to fix the problem and try to put a band-aid on the problem. And eventually that shit worked. It was band-aid after band-aid, and eventually that shit worked. So
where are we supposed to go? Sorry.
when we're,
real quick.
I don't know, dude. I can't see shit.
If you look to your right, there's a sign with an
Oh my
arrow
God.
pointing behind you.
It's behind you.
okay.
It's supposed to go
yeah.
behind you.
All right.
So if Andy spent years banning thousands and thousands of people to fix the problem, what the fuck does Nopixel do? Spend years and years and years and years banning
here's the
thousands of
thing,
people to
here's
fix
the
the
thing,
problem?
though. Here's the thing, Andy.
I've seen so much people get into like little altercations or big altercations, and then it's gone in a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're
I'm
saying,
not.
like, stuff
That
sticks
question.
for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
That question isn't.
A month is a long time to
A
be
month.
in sub-only mode.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's only a couple solutions though, right? You just sub only or you ban them. What else
Here's
can
the
you
thing
do?
though. Andy
besides
isn't new to
complain about
Andy
it?
isn't
Well,
new
now
to
with the
fame.
new
Andy,
ban thing, that's good, right?
listen, all right.
Yeah.
Andy isn't new to fame.
Mhm.
Mostly everyone in the fucking new Nopixel right now, they're blown up. They're new
100%.
clout.
Brand
They're
new.
new to it.
Brand new.
So they don't want to try to lose that shit by fucking banning people, right?
Yeah. And but
Well,
they have to.
And so they cultivate stupid communities.
Dude, I've been doing this.
And you're
Fuck.
stuck with those communities
I
because
don't-
you don't actually cultivate good communities.
I don't want to sound elitist or shitty. I've been doing this 5 years. I have never.
Oh, whoa, calm
That
down.
does
Steve.
sound shitty.
No,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
I've been not okay. Listen.
That's
Bring
fucking
your,
crazy.
bring your
RP
content in, Max.
RP
I've
wise.
been doing it 6. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Spaceboy.
no, I'm not saying I'm top dog, boy. Eat my shit.
You know what? Vader, you're toxic. What do you?
I've been streaming about 5 years.
No, for real. Do you have any thoughts, Vader?
Yeah, I want to
On
hear
one
Vader.
particular.
Vader is like the one person I'm tight with who's been doing this longer than me.
I just
So-
ban fucking everyone.
Yeah,
But I
You
also
ban a
like
lot of
my
people.
mods will go. They'll go to a channel that I might have had drama with, and they'll ban anyone that's toxic in there that's hot
Ban?
in my channel.
Bro,
So they'll be banned in my channel if they're toxic somewhere else.
That's
so they
that.
can't. Those cretins won't be in my. They might
That's
be.
good. Being proactive about that shit. So
That's
you don't
why-
even invite that.
that's why Vader bought a house. Ban early, ban often, motherfucker.
That's a good way to do it.
Fuck him up, dude. Ban early, ban
It's a lot more
often.
work, but I.
You know,
can use
Yeah.
my mods to it all, so.
I run into
Get
this
fucked,
issue
mods.
though, where people in my chat, they'll be like, they'll talk shit about Chain Gang, right? And can I really be mad at these guys when that community's berated my chat like so fucking much? Can I really be mad that they don't like this community?
No.
So it's like, what do I do? I
It's
usually
hard.
smack them down. I'm like, hey, all right, let's relax.
I feel like if it gets to a point where they like name names or name
Yeah.
actual names, not just Chang sucks, it's more like Kevin sucks, then that's a ban.
it's the
'cause
same
like
thing.
you're-
Let's be real.
I
so you're
think
saying
It's for
Kevin
most
is
people.
literally
It's
just
the
Chang.
same thing.
when I was saying earlier, Penta, you brought up band-aids.
I mean, if people say Jordan sucks, they usually would feel the same way about Penta sucking, right?
You brought up band-aids.
Is that because Jordan's so close to yourself?
I
Yeah,
think
I'm a former black cop that's killed
and
my
your-
wives.
I said it before. Jordan is you and your personality
Jordan is
without
literally
any
you with no
consequences
rules.
by the law or anything like that. It's
Literally just you.
you know.
Right.
I worry what you would do in real life if just we
Me
got
too.
went into,
If
like,
there was a
purge
purge,
of you,
you'd
you know what I
kill
mean?
everybody.
If suddenly laws weren't a thing, I don't know what the fuck you'd do, Bob. I don't know.
Mhm.
Oh, I think, dude. I think Mel
Well,
is.
we're getting close.
I know, we're getting there.
wait a couple months. The IRL streams are about to get real good.
I truly, what you said, Penta, about band-aids, I think that's accurate, but the mentality of band-aid being a bad thing is something I struggle with, because I think over time those band-aids lead to long-term fixes. I'm not saying that your
of course.
definition of band-aid is that they were these shitty temporary
Well, you're
fixes.
completely changing the metaphor that I'm trying to use.
What do you mean?
What do you mean temporary fixes lead to permanent fixes?
No, I'm talking-
contradicting. That doesn't
It's
make any
like
sense.
it's like mowing the lawn. It's
Yeah.
not a band-aid. It's like mowing the lawn, getting rid
Yeah.
of all bullshit. It's not.
But
a
what do you think about the
Band-Aid.
new?
It's
What
not
do
a
you think about
cover-up.
the new band thing?
I
You know
think
what?
it's
Here's
great.
the thing.
I think
Here's the
What?
thing.
I think it's great.
Do you think it's gonna be changing stuff for like
Yeah,
role-playing stuff?
I do.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
gonna
the first
make
thing I
things
Because
saw.
all the
a little
idiots
less
that fucking
trolly.
say shit and they're like, "Oh, I'm banned. I'm just log on my other bullshit account."
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
they're
That's
fine.
the thing I
that's-
thought of. I was like,
everyone
damn, the
needs-
category just got
Change it
better.
a bit.
No,
Yeah.
A lot of
absolutely.
people have had lots of different opinions on that though. Like I've seen a couple people did it slash unban all because they felt that it was wrong that they couldn't see chat, and that
Mm.
you know that could be like way worse. But everyone
Yeah.
just
I
that's
don't
the
think
problem with
people
role
deserve
play is
to
just
see chat. If they're
No.
gonna
exactly
10
that's
out
what I'm
of 10
saying.
toxic, fuck
100%.
yourself. Go watch somebody else.
Mhm.
Well,
I
that's the problem with role plays. There's so many clashing different ways of handling your channel, all clashing.
We
together, and then
have-
when, you know, if someone over moderates, someone under moderating is going to cause it's just a shitstorm for them when they.
No, you're
So
absolutely
it's
right.
just a pain in the ass a lot of the time, but there's not much you can do about it.
We
there's
have
no other. There's nothing else on Twitch that you could play right now that would have the same effect.
Yep.
Like there's
Honestly,
no other client
don't look
that
at
can
chat
do
when
that.
you stream. That's it. Problem
Yeah,
solved.
I think IRL and Nopixel are like similar.
Yep,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah.
dude. Dude, RP is so fucking similar to IRL. So similar in terms
As
of like
far as the viewer
Exactly.
base and
I
The
don't know.
chat
The amount
energy.
of people
I
that
mean,
I
I feel
kill,
like
I
you-
slightly.
Shut the fuck
Whoa,
up,
whoa.
dude.
Whoa, see, all right. He just
I don't-
doesn't say anything for an hour and then he comes up with that shit.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
yeah,
I don't.
you're
I
right.
don't.
I'm
like-
Talk
I
about the
don't
people
like-
he kills IRL too. It doesn't even stack
Fucking
up to
maniac.
the
Yeah.
I don't
there's
like
more in
serving on
IRL
the
is what he's
server.
saying.
Fuck! I still got a double bogey. I'm so fucking stupid sometimes.
So you're trying to talk golf,
He's
dude.
just sitting there hating on himself.
Mecca and I trade in last place. Seer talking golf.
Dude, I have
Oh my
85
You
god.
stayed consistent with
On
the
this.
last
I
two
know,
spots.
dude. Every time.
Spaceboy, can you trade me this time?
I feel like
It's
sometimes streamers give chat way too much power.
So
That's my opinion.
that's
Dude,
why.
don't let you bend over
guys
for
give
them.
way, not you guys, but people give way too much
Seer-
weight in what.
Seer
Oh,
should
they
weigh
kiss-
in on this.
They kiss chat's ass.
Seer
I
should
hate
fucking
it.
weigh in on this.
Why?
I'm gonna go get a
That-
drink.
I don't like it either.
They're pandering. It's money.
Chat. Seer
I mean, here's the
is.
thing. Honestly,
Seer and
I'm
Andy
not
are the
really-
two
Stuff
biggest
that
content
don't-
creators
they
in
don't
this scene.
understand
They should
how
talk about this.
You can be in the
And yes,
moment.
I know Gassy
doesn't
Mexican
matter,
here.
they're
Seer was a
pandering
fucking
for money.
multi-million
That- I,
YouTube
I
channel.
understand.
This
I
pandering used to be
understand.
talking
It's
about
horrible. It's
Yeah,
fucking,
he feels
shut
we
the
fixed
fuck
this
up,
shit.
Bob.
Hey, chat, everyone in chat, go fuck yourself. I'll never pander to you. I don't care if you give me money. Suck my dick. And by the way, thank you for subbing with Twitch Prime.
All right, you know what? Hold on a second. LGX is a smaller streamer. How do you feel about not being that great at roleplay?
Oh,
So
God.
toxic.
But
Wow,
still,
bro.
but still
Kinda
in a
like-
roleplay server.
Yes, daddy. Everybody knows me too
Yeah,
well.
so-
They're happy with that.
Hell yeah.
I just feel like people look into the Reddit too much. People look at their chat too much, and they put way too much weight on what they're doing in a video game online for your job. Like,
That's lacking confidence. It's insecurity. If you're confident in
Of course.
yourself, you realize
Yeah.
that these human beings have no bearing on your fucking life.
but
you know
they
what I mean?
still
Exactly.
have weight on what your decisions play game is. That
Yeah.
you're totally speaking through your insecurities.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
do what
Andy's
you're gonna
right.
do in character. Why are you looking at chat? Why are you looking at opinions Reddit?
Yeah,
just
man.
do you.
You have a
I want to
choice.
ask that. How much time? Because I know I've talked to Bob about it before. And just like, how much time do you guys?
How much do you?
I
Yeah,
guess-
how much time do you spend on the Reddit
spend
comments?
in the Reddit for?
I stay off it because I
Vader
was
spends-
the
Vader
Reddit.
spends a lot
It's
of time
fucking
in-
funny to me. I don't.
Here's
I
the
know
thing,
it's
though.
toxic.
A lot of people don't understand why the Reddit is a
Thank you,
thing.
Yard.
Okay, the Reddit is a thing because the subreddit about GTA RP that came before that was so heavily moderated that it was bad. You couldn't say anything. So this subreddit was born. I mean, this was years ago. This subreddit was born with the idea of
revolution.
it was exactly with the idea of freedom of speech. So
All right. So what does it have to do with your actual roleplay?
what I'm saying is I like that there's a place where people can freely voice their opinions. However, I don't like how much weight it has on decisions within the server.
Yeah,
That's that. So
That's
so
my
I
thing,
I,
is
I
like-
like that it exists, but I don't think that people.
that's my thing.
It's what Andy said. Andy nailed it. People
Exactly.
shouldn't have
That's-
validation.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
within-
if Andy's opinion and the approach of like, if you browse Reddit a lot for RP and all that stuff, and you just kind of laugh it off, and you have that healthy opinion of like, all right, whatever, fuck this, I'm reading it for the laughs for myself. That's okay, you know.
sure,
But
and if
I
it,
know
and
that
if
the majority of people are maybe hard to say majority because whatever, I'm a little bit removed from all this, but in general, like I know that affects the way people do their stuff, and they're worried
Here's the
about
thing, though,
doing
all right?
making decisions that their character otherwise would have because
I think it goes
they see
deeper than
everybody
that.
stirring shit up.
there is some things where if there's some people where if that subreddit didn't exist, they would probably still be banned from the server.
Yeah.
Is that a problem? Is that a problem that you have to get attention on the subreddit to get unbanned off the server?
I can't speak really to that because I don't fucking frequent
What
this.
do you think, Spaceboy? He's gone.
I think he's
He's
still
banned
AFK.
from the because of Reddit.
Pog? I don't think Pog would have been unbanned.
Was that the guy that was unjustly banned? I can't think of who that is. Oh,
he's the
fake
guy-
Pog.
You know
Yeah,
the
fake
you know
Pog.
the crosshair thing, the guy who got banned for that.
Yeah.
See, I honestly didn't know it was a bannable thing, and I've been using it for years.
Oh shit.
Shut the fuck up, really?
I'm just kidding. No.
I was gonna say, you must not be. You
Seem-
can't shoot.
Yeah, I can't shoot for
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, that's true.
People
Like
know
me.
that I'm not cheating.
Yeah, exactly. Same as me. I can't hit nothing.
Dude, Andy, do you remember when you were on Earth and I was on Jordan? I was a cop then, and you were just blasting that guy in the fucking intersection. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I think
Wait, was that one night where I was super crossfaded?
yeah, you were watching the whole
God.
thing, and I
I
just
couldn't
rolled up
stop
to the
cracking
shots
up.
fired, and Earth is just fucking mowing down people in the
Blasting.
fucking intersection.
Blasting. One of my
Looks
favorite
like-
nights.
And I'm like,
Go fuck someone.
dude. I'm like, what is? It
What was so funny
that
about
was
that
really
crosshair
funny.
thing though was how bad his shot was even with a cross. It's like, oh damn, dude.
Well, yeah, of
Poor
course. That's why
guy.
they need it. That's why they need it. Right? I don't know. Yeah, poor fucker.
A lot of motherfuckers. I just sat down, by the way. So keep that in mind.
One monitor, man. Damn. So I wonder how long he was going. He only had one monitor. I
Yahoo
wonder how
fingers,
long he
what
was
up,
just
yeah?
going about his stream, not knowing that he
God.
fucked up. Dude, damn, that's
Give
was
your
a
cat
while.
pets for me.
yeah.
Easy.
I wonder
You
how
got
long
it.
he was just chilling, just thinking everything was fine, and then he checked his chat.
What did I
Like
miss
an
while I
hour-
was
someone in my
AFK
chat said
chat?
like an hour. Oh,
And then he outed himself like 4 times while trying to hide it 4 times.
yeah, I
Trying to
saw
prove
that there was
he
some.
didn't do it. It just
I-
proved more that he did.
I didn't watch it. I should go back and watch clips where he's like backtracking. That's
He
probably pretty.
brings up like the logs of the computer where it like logs everything that you do, and it's just sitting around.
Wasn't there like some weird hentai game too in his downloads?
Allegedly.
Someone was saying.
Hey, what's
Dude,
wrong
the
with
Reddit
hentai, right?
thread was no, dude, Vader. The Reddit thread was so fucking funny because someone was like, "Is everyone ignoring the fact that he has this game where you fuck your stepmom and blah blah blah?" And then people were replying to that like, "Why do you know what that is?"
That's true.
It was great.
It was an
King
incest
Chamber.
game. Man.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
Isn't
dude, that's
all
what I read.
hentai incest though?
True, very true. Finally, someone fuck anime, dude. God damn, that shit's terrible.
Dude, all,
hate
no,
anime.
not all anime, but a lot of
No,
It's
all
like, it's
anime.
A lot.
I
of
tried to
anime is
get
pretty bad,
on
yeah.
anime for so long, and I was like, I'll just pick the most common one ever, Dragon Ball. First episode, there's a 16-year-old showing her pussy to an old man on the beach.
I'm gonna mute and deafen everyone for a completely unrelated reason. Chat, the reason, if you're gonna clip anything, clip this. The reason in the majority of that like discussion about big communities, we talked about Chang and Kevin is because Chang is, other than Vader, the absolute largest community on Nopixel, period. And it's not even close. It's not that he has the most toxic community, it's that he has the largest. And when you have the largest community, you're going to have the highest percentage. 50 out of 15,000 in that 15,000 means nothing. It's nothing. It's a minute percentage. It's completely unnoticeable. But when those 50 go elsewhere, they're a huge deal. If I had 50 people in my chat who were being shitty in my chat, even with 1,000 viewers, that's overwhelming. If those 50 people went anywhere else and were shitty, if they went to a channel with 200 viewers, 50 out of 200 is insane. It has nothing to do with who the streamer is. It has to do with what their numbers are. And I firmly believe that. The bigger the view base is, the larger the vocal minority will be. I firmly believe that. If I had 10,000 viewers, you guys would be sitting here saying the same thing about me. You would be saying the same thing about me. If I had 10,000 viewers, guarantee you people would be like, Spaceboy's chat is toxic. Just keep that in mind.
Vanilla